Okay, well, I don't know what's happening, but it keeps telling me that it's having an issue sharing it on Twitter. So if you all could please share this on Twitter for me, I would certainly appreciate it. I don't know what's happening with Periscope, but it's acting up today, telling me that it can't share it for me on Twitter. But we're getting ready to go into the Dr. Mudd house. We'll talk about Dr. Mudd later. But some beautiful decorations inside.
I may have to wait just a few minutes because it's crowded upstairs. Have you been here before?
No.
That's the original picture of Dr. Mudd that hung there. But if you look over there, you'll see an oil painting that was painted by Bernie Cox, who was one of Dr. Mudd's great-grandsons. A sofa is the original sofa that was lay on. Once you finish your tour and come around this way, you get a better view because you'll be in the other. You get a better view. The desk that that gentleman is standing in front of, Dr. Mudd made while he was in prison for the commandant. And when he went west, he took the desk with him. And one of Dr. Mudd's descendants in Monterey, California, got a phone call saying the desk was being auctioned, and he was able to bid on it and bring it to the house. He made many things with wood while he was in prison.
Really?
He's very talented.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And all these ornaments are handmade.
Okay. And this is a picture of Dr. Mudd
That's the
here?
picture of Dr. Mudd. That was painted by one of his great-grandsons.
So, you all, Dr. Mudd was accused of helping John Wilkes Booth when he assassinated President Lincoln. And Dr. Mudd said he didn't know that Booth had done that at the time that he helped him, but many people said that he did. So he ended up going to prison, but then there was a yellow fever outbreak while he was there, and he ended up helping a lot of the prisoners medically, and so the president pardoned him a few years after he got there. So he didn't spend the whole time in prison that he was supposed to, but that's a picture of him that his grandson, great-grandson actually, painted. And this is a desk that he made while he was there for a commandant, a commander, but they ended up being able to get it and buy it back so that it could become a part of the house. How nice is that? Very nice. Very nice.
I don't work here anymore.
So,
they called me in for Christmas, but I retired. I've been here since '87. I figured it's time to retire.
wow. So they have every room decorated?
Yes.
How much of the house is original?
The whole house is original.
So we're waiting our turn to be able to go upstairs and see the rest of the decorations. But everyone here is in period clothes, and they look very official. I love Christmas decorations, so just thought I would come down and see what they have here. And it just turned out to be this house was close to where I'm staying at right now, so I decided to come down here. Look how beautiful this china is. It's gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? And look at the beautiful plates. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, that is so gorgeous. And the beautiful candles. True Victorian. Look at the cactus over here. That is gorgeous, isn't it?
They did.
The wood carvings on these chairs. It's beautiful.
And even when he came back.
And then here's a bedroom over here. That is gorgeous right there. I mean, I'd rather have running water, of course, but that's pretty. And a closed chest. So we're waiting our turn to go upstairs and see the rest of the house. I guess we'll be able to go up soon. They have a lot of people up here, so.
He's American, and
we're waiting, and this is one of the ladies dressed
That's a
up.
good time too.
She says she's
because
been
they
working
study
here
early.
since 1987. She came in today to this weekend to help them out, but she doesn't usually. She says she's retiring now. Look at that beautiful tree in there.
Hi.
Let's see, what else can I show you while we're waiting? Oh, some of these beautiful decorations.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're missing 3 people.
They
went back out.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Just sort of informal, self-guided things. We've got
Okay.
the booth room, the kids' room, and the doctor's office. We've got docents in all of them, and I'm out here. Feel free to wander around and ask any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Very pretty. They have several trees in here. Isn't that just beautiful?
It's pretty much all period. A lot of it came down through the family.
And Booth didn't offer that information. He just,
Well, that I don't.
see, that's the story no one really knows unless they have
That
a
I
microphone
don't.
in here.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. I don't know that.
So of course they just assumed that he did, and they convicted him.
Well, that's what they said. You know, that was their strongest point. You know, and
That's a pretty pop.
turned out he did. Yeah. Yeah. It's still so interesting.
It is fascinating.
And you know, here we are 150 years later.
Yeah, still talking about
it
this.
today.
It's something.
It's amazing. I mean, I'm still talking about the Kennedy assassination. You know, I just, not that I like murder, but it's just so interesting. That was a more, the Lincoln assassination was a more clear cut. You know, we knew John Wilkes Booth did it, whereas Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to life. They're all
You know, I mean, they
Excuse me,
made
please.
all those.
Yeah. Was there another bullet? All that other kind of stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
Beautiful,
always
beautiful,
mystery. We'll
beautiful
find out when we go
decorations.
to heaven.
Yeah.
That's how I look
And
at
this
it.
was
I'll
a,
find out when I go to
look at
heaven.
that. That's an interesting closet.
I'm glad you came. Enjoy the
Flat.
rest of the house. Hi.
Very flat.
Welcome to the Dr. Mudd Museum, and welcome to the Booth bedroom. This is where John Wilkes Booth had his legs set. Right over there in that space. Booth got here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he told Dr. Mudd that he'd fallen off his horse. So Dr. Mudd said, of course, come on in, you know, I'll fix you. He fixes his leg, he makes a splint out of the bandbox, he makes him a crutch and let him sleep. It wasn't until Dr. Mudd went into Bryantown later that afternoon that he found out that John Wilkes Booth had just killed the president. So he comes back here, he races back here, and Booth is already gone. But he still told the authorities, well, look, I think he was here. And they came and arrested him. But there was such a frenzy to arrest anybody who knew or aided John Wilkes Booth that Dr. Mudd and 7 others were put on trial at Fort McNair, what's now Fort McNair, along the coast of the Anacostia.
Well, this right
And,
here is.
They were put on trial. They were all found guilty. 4 were given death sentences, 4 were given prison sentences. Dr. Mudd missed the death penalty by 1 vote. Could have gone the other way for him. Shortly after the hanging at Fort McNair, July 7th, Dr. Mudd and the 3 other conspirators were sent down to prison in Fort Jefferson, which is 60 miles off the coast of Key West, Florida. It was the most remote prison Edwin Stanton could find. And he found it in Fort Jefferson, and so they were sent down there, and they're thinking they're being given a life sentence. And what happens? They have a yellow fever epidemic at the prison. The prison doctor dies. They call on Dr. Mudd to help, and he does. And for that help, President Johnson let him out of prison. So after being given a life sentence, he only ended up serving 3 years and 8 months. Comes back here, gets his life started, gets his family started, he ends up having 5 more kids, and ultimately dies a young man, or not a young man, but a young age, 49 years old. But he left a legacy of this house, 200 acres, 9 children, 32 grandchildren, multiple great-grandchildren, and everywhere outside of Charles County, his name is Mudd. So that's the story.
I like the ending. Did you think of that?
I've been here 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I've had plenty of time to think about that.
Okay.
Before the assassination, it was planned twice that Booth was supposed to kidnap him.
Correct. Correct. Yes, that's right. His plan was to kidnap the president and hold him in exchange for Southern prisoners. But that didn't come about. He wasted his time. He couldn't get people together. And by April 9th, the war was over. Grant surrendered at Appomattox, April 9th. It was over. There was no sense in trying to kidnap President Lincoln. For what? They were letting all the prisoners out. But he got so upset that the South had lost. He said, I'll take care of him. I'll put him through, is what he said. And that's what he did. And you know, Lincoln was only 56 years old. He looked a lot older than me.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. So that's the story.
Okay. Can you tell us anything about the decorations on the tree?
Yeah, that is, these are ornaments that we feel they would have had back in those days. This is burlap. This is just yarn. And this is hardtack, which is what the Civil War soldiers would have and carry with them. They'd soften it up, stick it in some coffee or broth, and that's what they would eat. That's what kept them alive. But that's also what they decorated the trees with, was hardtack.
It's nice, very pretty. I like it.
So are you a history buff?
I like history, yes.
Do you?
History and geography.
Do you live around here?
I actually, yes, I live in down in Waldorf.
I'm looking for docents. I'm looking for docents.
What's docent?
I'm a docent. I'm a tour guide.
Oh.
I lead people through the house during the regular time. We're only open April through November, and then we open for this last hurrah.
Oh, okay.
But we're only open on the weekends and Wednesdays, but nobody does Wednesday.
Okay.
But I'm looking for a docent that would be interested in getting dressed up and telling the story of
really?
Dr. Mudd and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to move to Bowie. And
I live in Old Greenbelt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you told the story very well, and you had me enthralled. So let me go see the other rooms. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's pretty too.
But he was dramatic, and he was trying to make it sound
Remont. Yeah, but both.
Oh, this is a different one.
Hey, this is a picture of that. His name is Birch, grandfather of Louise Gerhardt.
Okay.
And he dies here in his bed in 1925.
Okay.
It looks like the master,
For you folks
doesn't it?
just coming in, this portrait over the fireplace was here at the time of Dr. Mudd. It's the first Sacrament of the Holy Rosary.
Wow, it looks new. It's amazing how bright it is.
Yeah.
It's colored.
Well, that's a little mystery.
This room seems bigger than their master downstairs.
Oh, that's, you have no idea how many conversations that has engendered. The question is why, when, where, how, there's so many questions.
Why did they use this room?
Not a frame.
Well,
Shows you that's
but nobody can prove anything. One of the theories, part of mine, and Daniel's the same thing. If you notice, the main hall, it comes in and stops, and now it says Betty. We think that might have been the main hall going all the way through the back, and just ran a wall across it. Because before he went to prison, he had 4 children, okay? By the time he came back from prison, he had 5 more. So their names right there. They had 9 children. Only one of them died at 8 months old as a baby. But so 8 of them lived. So where are you going to put 8 kids? Well, here's another part of the whole thing that most people don't ever get to see. There's an attic upstairs. It's huge. Okay? You could quite easily have used that. We use it for